Hey Beckman and Wando, I'm Taylor Gens and you're watching East Cooper Student News. Today on the show, we've got teachers and students' reaction to the new cell phone policy in place for all East Cooper students. Plus,
I'm Sailor Picaro, and it might look like I'm standing in Walmart, but I'm actually standing in the new Warrior wardrobe. Later on the show, we're going to tell you all about it.
and this chicken's at the CAS. We'll tell you all about it. The first ECSN episode of the school year starts now. Thanks for watching East Cooper Student News. I'm Taylor Gens. South Carolina leaders are making big changes to cell phones in school. This year, the state is taking cell phones out of the classroom. ECSN reporter Reese O'Donnell joins us now with more on this new policy.
That's right, Taylor. The state is telling districts they need to find a way to keep the classrooms cell phone free. East Cooper schools rolled out a new policy on the first day of school. Both teachers and students say it's been an adjustment.
I find it harder to communicate with people that aren't in my class.
For policymakers in South Carolina, that's the point. This year, a new cell phone policy is in place that state officials say will help keep kids focused in school. Even though the State Board of Education passed the policy on September 3rd, East Cooper schools took initiative and put a policy in place at the beginning of the school year. Since the first day of school, students have been placing their phones into the phone holders in each classroom. Teachers like math teachers Miss Bunting say they've seen a positive change.
I love that kids can't be on their phones even after they're done with their work. I used to let them get their phones after they finish their work, but this year, with that being the policy, now instead of being on their phones and not talking to each other once they're done with their work, now they have to interact with each other and have conversations. And I've just seen a lot more socialization in class and getting to know each other versus just doing work and then being glued to the phone for the rest of the time.
Teachers also say there are technological benefits to not having access to your phone. Media arts teacher Ms. Kameroff says kids don't use regular computers very often, and it's important to learn how to navigate a computer rather than finding files on your phone.
I think a lot of my students don't use computers or haven't used computers outside of their Chromebooks, and so I feel like I'm having to teach a lot of basic, like, here's where you find your files. And so I hope that them not having everything on their phones all the time will help with that, but time will tell.
But of course, the policy hasn't been met with all positive reviews, especially from students.
My opinion on the policy is that it is unnecessary. I hope to see a lot of people being more productive. However, I think that in some cases that could prohibit people from being productive.
Though phones aren't allowed in the classroom, students are still allowed to use them before school, during class exchange, during lunch, and after school. Reporting for ECSN, I'm Reese O'Donnell.